Hi guys, welcome back. I did do the other stream, but I don't know whether I've hit live, so I'm live again. Those of you who don't know, I'm a psychic medium as well as a twin flame. I have wanted to come to you guys to do the twin flame update. It hasn't been that I didn't want to do it. I've had a lot on my plate at the moment, and I do feel a lot of us have, be it at a 3D or a internal. A lot of us have been energetically shifting. Now, we're going to tune into the yin and yang of each partner, because I do feel there's a balance that's going on and both are operating very differently. I'm going to pull 3 cards to crown the energy for the Leo moon, the Aquarian moon, and the Virgo, of how they're operating and what subject matters are coming up for each counterpart, and how the energy between you is going, what needs to be balanced out. Okay, so we'll pull 3 cards for the masculine. It's funny, I actually feel that they're balancing their emotions out at the moment. Bear with me. How are we all anyway? Okay, so for the first moon, you're going to find, as I said in the previous videos, if you haven't looked at your astrology, I have done the videos there. The Cancer and Capricorn nodes obviously had affected us with the eclipse, and that's going to be for the next 6 months. So it, to a degree, is still affecting us now. We're readjusting our lives. So if you want to know what your counterpart's doing, you can have a look at that energy that's highlighted. And again, yes, this is separate energy because you're having your spiritual upgrades. You're trying to balance things up. There is an energy in the last few days, especially when tuning into the masculine on Good Michelle, where there's something around them coming. Hi, Stella. Now, with that frequency, I feel a lot of you will be intuitive about it and you'll know. It's like this anxious feeling. We're going to tune into what's coming through surrounding those energies. Okay, let's have a look at their emotional, intuitive body. But I am feeling there's something of a shift happening. Now, the feminines, for their feminine side and their masculine side, because I feel there's a balance that's requiring. I feel both counterparts are actually working on that energy right now. I'm trying to, and I feel that the feminines at the moment have been transmuting some of the frequency, but at the same time doing a lot of healing, but they may be operating from one side more than the other, and I think the masculine's the same. I do feel the masculine's very tired at the moment. Very tired. Okay. Now, for the beginning of the month, the energy they're coming in with is, they might, there you go, very tired, okay? They're trying to shake this energy off. They're feeling extremely tired. It can be that they're having a spiritual upgrade, and this was really what was coming through. I do also feel through this, I want to pull clarifiers all the way through, because I do feel there's something coming through this Leo moon for them, and they're going to need the strength for it. Whatever it is, I don't feel it's good. Okay, I was just going to say, I'm not feeling it's good, but it's part of the grand plan. It's also to help them actually gain their power, and I'm looking at that blue deck, and I'm feeling we need it. So I'm going to use it. And I have bought a new deck. It's the Divine Energy Oracles. So with whatever's coming up for, yeah, they're not surrendering, okay? Now, it can be that they're working extremely hard, and this has been coming up in a lot of readings. You know, if you look on YouTube, they have been working extremely hard. Whatever they're working on, it is connected to the bigger goal, the bigger hope and desire. It can be their foundational issue, their financial situation. Regardless of how we energetically see it, the way they're operating with it, this is their crowning energy. They're doing this for the bigger picture, but it's fatiguing them. It's also giving them sort of like a retrograde energy. So they're fighting like MFs, I'll just say it, to achieve certain things, but they're feeling depleted and exhausted, so they're having to go inside themselves, but they're still battling on, but they're not giving up. And it's funny because I listened to the song this morning, and I mean, this video being yin and yang, I looked at the Wonder Woman song, and in the video it was Sia, never give up, and that's really what's coming through. They're tired of doing the same old bloody thing. They're really good at what they do, but they're nonchalant, and I do feel a lot of people in the collective at the moment are finding they don't quite understand why something they were doing potentially before they're not vibing with it at the moment. And it can be because something energetically in you has shifted, and this can be coming up on your side too, feminine, you know, in a relation sense of something going on in your life. So some stagnations there, but it's not that there's not forward movement. They're not giving up. They're proceeding forward, but they're taking the downloads as they come. They do know how something's going to come about, though. So they're tired of the same equation. They're tired of the same BS. And they're trying to loosen up, but they do find it just keeps coming at them because there's a lesson connected to this, and it might be for them to actually own their power, but they're tired of the same old love song. So it may be connected to a karmic, it might be connected to a job, but again, with abundance, it is interlinking to what are you investing in? What are you putting your energy into? They're not giving up, they're moving forward, they're letting go of things that don't relate to them anymore. Hi, Chris. Now, by the time they're reaching the Aquarian moon, the wheel's involved. Okay, this is a karmic cycle. So I do feel they're tuning into, and there can be trigger points to do with things that aren't working. And remember, the middle of the month is really positive. It's really positive for each individual. Now, I'm tuning into the feminines as well as the masculines. This is the masculine side. It's going to give them an opportunity to look at it and go, I'm not invested in this. I've been tolerating dealing. When's this karmic cycle tying up? And there's many ways in which a karmic cycle ties up. It can be leaving a job, changing the people you mix with, looking at your life in a different way, owning your power. There's all these upgrades we physically have. Now, part of this is destined. And with the Aquarian moon, it's going to give us an opportunity to see the conflict that we already know is there. And I feel psychically speaking, they already know. They're like, I know how this goes, and I'm getting really sick of the same old love song. That song keeps coming through, so read it, Aura. And I swear my sister's here. Give me 2.5. She'll have to make her own coffee. Yep, I was right. Okay. Apologies. This is not normal for me, but it is what it is. So they're going to try and tie these things up. They psychically know this is coming. They know at some point it's going to reach your hand. By the Virgo moon, any karmic frequency that was nasty, this can be a person that had betrayed them. This can be divorce. This can be adultery. It's coming up to the surface. And the interesting thing is with the Virgo moon, it's going to give you an opportunity to kick it to the curb. You can't make this shit up. Now my twin's calling me. Sorry, babe, I can't. So this is going to come up in a sense where they're going to go, no, this isn't healthy. So anything that is unhealthy is going to come up to a point where they're going to go, I can't do this anymore. And they're cleaning the mess up. Feminines. You're being very cautious with this Leo energy coming through. Whatever's coming up, it's really going to come up by the Aquarian moon for you guys. You guys are going to be like, wow, I didn't see that coming. You internally feel it first because you're connected into the 5D. And by the time it hits in the 3D, you weren't prepared. So a tower moment potentially can be coming mid-month. Again, a lot of manipulation coming up by the end of the month, and you're going to be moving away from it. But I feel you'll either energetically see it. I don't feel this is the masculine. I feel on both sides of the fence, you're clearing up two energies, and it's in your own lives so that you can merge and you can deal with this. Now, this can be healing of old energies. It can also be physical 3D things, which is what I'm really picking up. So the masculine is going to be dealing with karmic-related dynamics that were toxic. The feminine is going to be dealing with people that are pushing them in a certain way, wanting them to be a certain way, and bringing up old triggers. So overall, for the masculines, I'll have to say to him, I did say to him this morning, do you want to go on YouTube? And he said something very interesting. And him being a masculine, he's really up in his head at the moment. So I said to him, you're thinking too much. And he says, no. And I said, yes, you're thinking too much. What's going on? They're really in their third eye at the moment. They're thinking about these problems, okay? So this is interesting because this is an Aries card. So this is the first card for the masculines. Aries is in the first house, okay? So first house of self, regardless. We're not talking about individually. We will look at those charts separately. They've already been recorded. Go have a look. But with the Aries energy, it's in Chiron at the moment. So they're looking at the wounds and they're looking at these things, but they're taking accountability on their side of the fence. They're being brave. Again, this is the Leo energy. They're looking at their habits, the people, the places, and they're cutting these things out, but they're getting the psychic downloads. And they're moving in. This is who they are. This is what they want in their life. They want to be able to provide this neutral energy that, and I wouldn't say neutral, I'd say more a positive energy, but due to these people, places, and things, it's directly impacted them. Yeah, really focused on career, really focused on their finances, but it's also other people that have had this expectation of them, so they're unaware that this is not what divine feminine requires from them. Potentially, they had a lot of gold diggers in their life, and it might have been their paradigm that they grew up in, that they were to be. And it's not that it's wrong if that's something that is innately in them. It's more that if they feel this is their requirement to be acceptable and loving, they're purging that energy at the moment because they have been very interconnected to it. It's fatiguing them because spiritually it's not fulfilling. They feel that they're not getting anywhere. They feel all this hard work they're putting into it, it keeps dragging them back to this frequency, okay? And this frequency is the issue. And it's not linking to their self-esteem, but it's a projection that the karmic frequencies are placing on these masculines. They're going to make a judgment, and I do feel this is coming up by the Aquarian moon, and I feel the judgment is going to be, they felt like they've been in the hangman position in the grave. And they're going, it's getting hot in here. I don't like it. I need to get out. I need to make a judgment on this because and this is from the Leo moon. This is a Leo card, so it's from the Leo moon moving forward. They're going to reflect back on what they experienced at the beginning of the month with their downloads. They're also going to be proceeding forward, and by the end of the month, they're going to have the strength through the whole month to make this decision. Some falsehoods can come up, and you might find that until they see everything very clear, the moon energy will directly affect them through the Leo moon, the Aquarian moon, and the Virgo moon, where the fatigue is going to come in, but it's where they're going to gain their clarity. So don't get too triggered to a point where you think no movement's going to happen. It is going to happen. It's just going to really affect them because they are really, I wouldn't say they're in their ego, they're in their crown chakra at the moment, and they're getting massive downloads because they want it to come out like this. Okay, now feminines on your side, you're ready to make a judgment, but you're judging it based on the 3D of what it is right now. So tune into whether it's an ego experience, a fear-based frequency. Yes, theoretically, you can only do in the here and now what's going on, but make a judgment for you, okay? Do all you can to keep yourself grounded and keep yourself happy and healthy. But you're making judgments without the whole storyline coming through yet. Now, I'm not talking about the past. I'm talking about the transition of what you're going to go through this month. It's quite important to see this month through. Yes, there's been a false start, and there might have been some conflict that you've dealt with. Obviously, we're on a twin flame path. You're tuning into that and you're working out how that makes you feel now, but try not to tune into it too much to the point where you feel it's going to be like that forever, because if it was, you wouldn't accept it. Releasing it. When we're in the third eye, what we're doing is assessing it. Once we've come to a realization and closure of it and detached, bang, you get a phone call. I'm telling you, it always happens. Again, you felt you've had pretty shitty luck. You felt that on this path it hasn't been moving. All of these things are coming up, and it's, you know, where you've come to, you had to make certain decisions. It's totally understandable. But at the same time, you might be coming to a place of release, which is really unique because, as I said, detachment manifests. It's when you let go, it comes in. So you're needing to let go of things. And I do feel the lower chakra is being activated, where it's almost you feel your power has been taken away and somehow you have no power to change that. And that's okay. You have power on your side of the fence, but the power is to release and trust that anything that is yours will always come back to you. And by releasing it, you attract it. You've already manifested it, okay? Now, some of you, do be careful, you're super fertile, but whatever your manifestation is, you know, fertility is the birth of a new idea. With Uranus going retrograde, some of those plans, you're actually purging the past storylines of what you have wanted with your twin. What you're going to want with your twin from here on is going to be different, but what they're coming to the table with is so much more than they had before. And this is really why they haven't moved towards you. Both energies are balancing things out in their yin and yang at the moment, so that it can be a more balanced, stable foundation. You need to ask yourself what freedom means to you and what a relationship means to you, because I'm seeing you can have both. I'm seeing there is freedom, but it's spiritual freedom first. A lot of feminines at the moment are wondering, and I brought this up with my daughter this morning, and I said, I listened to a Celine Dion song, and it was a new one. I put it on my Facebook. I'll have to share it to the psychic page. Now, in this song, she did lose her husband many years ago, and he was very, very deep love for her, and she's a very spiritual person when she sings. And through the song, she's talking about flying and being free. And the interesting thing is we have this notion that, you know, unless that person's with us, we're not in love and we're not in a relationship. We have a relationship with people that are deceased. Because we have that connection with them, we still have love for them. We have a connection when betrayal has happened. We have a connection when good things happen. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's interesting because what the paradigms were of connections in the very beginning, it was almost like till death do we part, but it was through paradigms of what was acceptable. You know, and then you moved into a different generation, which we're ending a pain body experience in a generational sense. So we're purging the codependent patterns, and most relationships to date were really based on that. So a lot of people in the collective have experienced very toxic relationships, and the reason being is because we all came to the table with childhood beliefs and paradigms that were built up on false pretenses and realities. So feminines have been male and female. Males have been female and male. And we've both been doing both roles, but we're trying to set ourselves back into that old way of being, and it just doesn't fit anymore. So the Aquarian moon's bringing that up for us to reshift into a new reality. And it's knowing that, yes, you are all going to come to the table with baggage. You have childhood baggage. They have childhood baggage. And even if you did meet another person, they're going to have baggage as well. But it's how you can work yourself to the point where you're awoken, where you're free from your scars and wounds. And that's really what you're doing right now, feminines, to a point where you can understand when you are and aren't ready for commitment. Okay, so all of this is coming up for that direct reason, where you can say yes, where you can say no, where you can still love the person, but if you need to retreat back to do some healing, that's okay too. So you can pace yourself into this situation. If it's not moving forward, it's because it's not ready yet. But I'm feeling this month is helping it be ready. So do be prepared, because I feel by mid-month some shifts happening, and it's quite massive. And it's where both of you are going to be able to work together. This can be in an epiphany sense. It can also be in a sense where you have a healing, and once you've had that healing and you detach, that's when it starts moving forward. Now, I'm going to leave the reading here. I am going to come back again in about tonight, and I'm going to do a full-blown twin flame read, but I just wanted to get these cards to you because I've got visitors, and I feel everything happens for a reason, and I'm going to do another spread tonight. It'll be a video very separate for the masculines, and then I'll do another video very separate for the feminines. But I will be coming back live tonight, so stay tuned. If you have any questions, put them at the bottom. There is something coming up this month, and the reason I tuned into the moons is because it's triggering both counterparts into action for strength in a particular area to be ready for, yes, my night, which will be your tomorrow morning in America. Okay, so right now I have 12 in the afternoon. I'm in Perth, WA. So it will be tonight at 9 p.m., which will be 9 a.m. in America. Okay, I love you lots. I'm sorry. with both my twin, my sister, my mother. Love you lots. See you soon.